Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night. But for now, let's get into the video.
I think gyms are an amazing place to meet men. I think a gym is the only place, hear me, ladies, that you should approach a guy.
Okay.
I think it's the only place that you should really actually go and approach them. Like if you see a cute guy, because I genuinely don't think guys are gonna come at you at the gym. Do you?
Yeah, I was thinking that too, because I'm kind of like, okay, I want them to make the move.
Men are not gonna approach you at gyms because unfortunately all these girls have done these crazy TikTok videos and shame these people online.
Okay.
They don't want to be the creepy gym guy. And they don't want to, like, if it goes sour or bad, they don't want to, that's their sanctuary. They don't want to have to like switch their time, right?
Stink.
That's his sanctuary, but go ahead and approach him. That could work. But why is the gym the only place where you should approach a man? Why not at a bar? It's not like you've said men should never approach us at the gym. No, you said men should never approach us anywhere. So why just the gym and not the grocery store or at a bar? Because you might be looking for someone with something in common. But you go grocery shopping, so eating might be something in common. I don't know, I just find it funny that we jumped from leave women alone to now, hey, so they did, and now it might be up to you to approach men.
Also, while we're on it, serious question for men. When it comes to the male loneliness epidemic, why do you think it's happening? Because all the conversations on the internet seem to blame women.
Oh, my bad. I thought you really meant it when you said a serious question. But even still, I will give you a serious answer. Men don't blame women for the male loneliness because men never talk about it.
At the thrift store, I overheard a grown-ass woman ask her grown-ass husband, "Hey, can you go grab a cart?" And he asked, "Where are they?" She proceeded to tell him, "At the front of the store."
I love the dramatic pause, even though it means nothing when you have nothing to say, but still. And of course, I believe that happened, because you just happened to be in front of the store when a married couple was there. Maybe they were wearing matching t shirts that said married couple. But regardless, if you're only listening, she was making an argument for the male loneliness. And she used the married man as an example, because that makes sense.
I dated a guy that was 13 years older than me. So when he was in his 50s, I was still in my 30s. And one night in a conversation, he was like, Fiona, men get better with age and women decline. I thought, oh, really? And then this morning I was scrolling through Facebook and this interview pops up. And it's this guy interviewing this other guy on the streets of Miami. And this guy is like 30 years old. And the interviewer asks him, what do you think the difference is between men and women as they age? And the guy who said the exact same thing that my ex said. He said, men get better with age and women, well, they decline. I've been thinking about it all day and I'm like, you know what? That's not true. Like, not anymore anyway. Okay, maybe it was true in our grandmother's time. Now in 2025, that is not true. Like, look around. Like, every woman that I know that's over the age of 35 looks fantastic. And I know these women in real life. There's so many women online that I'm following that are 35, 45, 55 up, and they're just like, they're inspirations to me. So I'm here to say that myth of men get better with age and women declines bullshit, and I'm calling it as bullshit. What I see and what's in my reality is women, as we get older, we get hotter because we're stepping into our power. Do you agree?
Absolutely, 100%. There is nothing more powerful for a woman than to go into a clinic and get Botox, lip fillers, implants, butt lift. And of course, the only reason she's doing it is because otherwise she will just get better with age. And another proof to show that whatever that guy said was BS, that there are, of course, more men in their 30s dating women in their 50s than the other way around.
I have just spent 24 hours crying over a man that I have known for 5 days. One thing that you should know about me is I'm an intense person. I get infatuated with people. If I meet you and I like you, I've already envisioned our life for the next 5 years and what our babies might look like. So yes, you heard that right. 5 days, 24 hours crying over a man that rejected me. So met at field day, and for anyone that doesn't know, I'm also on this crazy healing journey from an abusive relationship. I'm very much not on the dating scene. Doesn't stop me though, does it, when I meet a man in person? Anyway, at field day, meet this beautiful 6'9" man, works in the city in finance. didn't even know they came so tall, and end up hanging out with him and his friends and going to some afters in Clapham. Had a great time. Therefore, I'm on this crazy euphoric high, which I then continue to want to chase. So Thursday rolls around and I decide it's a very good idea to get wine drunk and invite this man again to come and see me. Well, it's 9:30. I've been drinking wine with my friend for like 4 hours at this point. I'm far too drunk to be meeting a man that I think I fancy. And as a result, after 45 minutes, he decided I was too much for him and left me on the street in Bank and got in a taxi while staring into my soul, telling me, "You are too much." Yeah, it probably was too much. So yeah, I've now been horrified at my own behaviour for the last 24 hours. And why am I tying my worth and value to a man? Well, that's the healing journey that I'm on, because I should not be doing that. So anyway, I don't know if the lesson's been learned, but yeah, stay Delulu and stay spicy.
And then cry for 24 hours because you're on a healing journey? Is that what a healing journey is? Staying Delulu? Okay then.
I love when guys tell me that I'm just gonna have to settle for someone that has a kid and that's been divorced because I'm getting older. And then when I tell them I don't mind dating younger, or in fact, I don't mind going with my passport to another country.
Nope. You stay where you are. It's better that way. Go younger, stay single, whatever you have to do, but stay where you are.
Okay, so I think we all should start saying not all men more often. When someone says, oh, men are stronger than women, say not all men. Men are taller than women, not all men. Men have bigger penises than women, not all men.
Well, we used to, but we no longer know what a woman is. And those were actually arguments that worked in men's favor. Of course, not all men. Men are crazier than women. Go ahead. Men are more dangerous than women. Go ahead. But still, thank you for proving our point. But since we're on the subject, let's hear it from some other ladies.
It's interesting to me how misogyny changes over time. And I don't necessarily mean a good change either. It doesn't sound like get in the kitchen anymore, but more like I want a trad wife and she better be willing to split the check. And modern misogyny is confusing on purpose. Here's the translation. Men still want the perks of patriarchy, the benefits, the obedience, domestic labor, the emotional caretaking, but they want that without any of the cost, without any of the responsibility or any of the reciprocity. And this is how misogyny mutates. It learns the language of equality, but it still expects women to carry more. And then, you guessed it, when women sit up and take notice, they're called ungrateful. Under our patriarchal systems, misogyny gets a rebrand. Don't fall for that.
Obviously, there is no way to know for sure, but I think the previous lady has a bigger D than this lady here. Well, let's watch one more.
Men who are secure don't get upset when women say all men. Emotionally regulated men don't get upset when women say all men, because we understand why they would say that. No one is criticizing masculinity. What they are criticizing are men who don't understand why women would say all men. Men have always dominated society. And for women to say all men, we understand that it is not an attack against all men. It is a plea that men understand where they are coming from.
They're not gonna let you touch it, brother. They say they want men like you, but they despise men like you. And that is something that secure men understand. I don't care where it comes from, and I will never even try to understand. When you accuse me of something I didn't do, I'm gonna stand up for myself. You should try it sometime. I don't know how women convince each other, and even worse, they convinced you that in any other scenario it makes sense to be innocent until proven guilty, but in this case, supposed to be the other way around, it will never. And by the way, there is no we. I am in fact the a-hole and you are the nice guy. But then again, I'm not the one pandering to women hoping they'll let me touch it.
If I see one more of my friends go on a date with a man from a dating app, they go on the date, it went really well, he says it's, they have a great connection, she's a great girl, obviously. And then they follow up with, actually, I don't feel a connection, I'm not in the right mental space right now, I just don't know if I have the mental capacity today, and I just want to let you know so I'm not leading you on. Downloading the dating app, matching, asking her on a date, going on the date, following up on the date, all of that is leading her on. Because if you're not in the right mental space to date, why are you on a dating app?
Because I would love to meet one of your girlfriends who are amazing, obviously. Speaking of mental capacity, she never explained what she's gonna do if she has one more of her friends going out on a date with a man. But hey, it's been almost a minute, you can't ask her to remember what she said at the beginning of her own video. Not having the mental capacity to keep dating one of your amazing friend, obviously, works better for the both of us. Because the other option would be to tell her the truth. I got to know you better and I don't want to do this anymore.
This is for the men. Before you date a woman, ask yourself this one question. Am I gay? Could I be gay? Is there even an ounce of a possibility that I could be gay? Do you even like women? Or do you just want something from them?
But did you think this true, princess? What would I want from women if I played on the other team?
I'm probably going to get a little hate for this. I was watching a TikTok video last night and it made me think about the value we assign women.
Okay, I have a question for single men in their 30s who have their life together and just haven't found the one yet.
Basically, TikToker Marie Piper was asking single men in their 30s where they hang out and where a single woman in her 30s could meet them. The top comment was, in your 20s. And there were thousands of comments from men saying men in their 30s don't date women their own age because of decreasing fertility, etc., etc. It is a well-worn trope that women lose value as they age. We see it in the media, on TV, in advertising, in politics. Older women don't have the same representation as younger women or even older men. And it makes me wonder how scared we must be of women if we're so hell-bent on taking away their power. Even if you're the kind of person who reduces someone's worth to their youth or their fertility, fertility research shows that women in their mid to late 30s are well able to conceive, even though it might be a little harder. Fertility doesn't really drop off until about the age of 40, and it's the exact same for men.
Why would you even do this? Why even use a lie when you try to make an argument about your worth and value? Isn't that just pointless since people can call you out on your lie? You know we can use the internet because we are watching you basically on the internet. By 40 the chance of getting pregnant naturally each month is just 5%. And then you get mad at me for not taking you seriously.
The type of men you want to avoid are men who are born on their birthday.
Oh, thank God I'm not one of those. I still have a chance. I was born a week later. But anyway, this is gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and I will see you in the next one.